Number 1. A country situated right next to a global artery. Viewed from satellite, Vietnam has a curved S-shaped form, stretching along the East Sea coast and situated in the heart of Southeast Asia. The country possesses over 3,260 kilometers of coastline and is directly adjacent to some of the world's most important shipping lanes. It borders China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and the east and south face the East Sea, where tens of thousands of commercial ships pass through annually. From Ho Chi Minh City to the Malacca Strait is only about 1,085 kilometers as the crow flies. This shipping lane handles over 90,000 vessels annually and accounts for nearly a quarter of global oil traffic, placing Vietnam at one of the world's most strategically important choke points in trade. This very location has placed Vietnam at the center of power struggles throughout its more than 2,000-year history. Chinese dynasties, French colonial rule, the Japanese Empire, and later the United States have all been deeply involved in this region. Today, Cam Ranh Port is highly valued by the military due to its rare natural depth, capable of accommodating large draft vessels without frequent dredging, and its proximity to key shipping lanes in the South China Sea. Besides sea routes, Vietnam also lies on the Trans-Asian Highway, initiated by the United Nations, allowing for the intercontinental transport of goods by land from Europe to East Asia. Although its area is only about 332,000 square kilometers, equivalent to the U.S. state of New Mexico, Vietnam possesses a remarkably diverse topography. Approximately 3/4 of its territory is mountainous, with Phan Peak, at 3,147 meters, considered the highest point in Indochina. Interspersed among the mountain ranges are large delta plains, such as the Red River Delta and the Mekong Delta, two areas that currently contribute the majority of the country's rice and seafood exports. Ha Long Bay, with its more than 1,600 limestone islands, is a World Natural Heritage Site, while My Kay Beach was once voted by CNN as one of the most beautiful beaches on the planet thanks to its gentle slope and fine sand. In terms of population, Vietnam is among the 15 most populous countries in the world and ranks third in Southeast Asia, after Indonesia and the Philippines. A notable feature is its social structure comprising 54 ethnic groups. The Thai people commonly live in the northern mountainous region in high stilt houses adapted to the humid climate, while the Cham maintain traditional festivals associated with Hindu and Islamic beliefs, reflecting Vietnam's long history of trade with the Indian Ocean. This diversity creates a multi-layered cultural space. Beyond its human and geographical factors, Vietnam also holds a significant position on the global agricultural map. The country is the world's second-largest coffee exporter, after Brazil. In 2024, Vietnam exported more than 1.5 million tons of coffee. Robusta coffee alone accounts for an overwhelming proportion of the global supply. Civet coffee is the most exclusive product, created when civets eat ripe coffee beans, and the natural digestion process causes the beans to ferment. On the international market, Vietnamese civet coffee is often distributed through auction houses or high-end hotel chains, with prices that can exceed $1,000 per kilogram, becoming an iconic product of the Vietnamese coffee industry. Number 2. Habits that shock tourists. In Vietnam, many sights that seem strange to international tourists are actually part of the familiar daily life of the locals. Eating pho on the sidewalk, napping on a motorbike, or carrying a family of 4 on a single motorbike are not considered unusual. These images reflect a flexible, economical lifestyle highly adaptable to the bustling urban environment, where simplicity is not a choice but a habit formed over time. Sidewalk barbershops are a prime example. Without a fixed space or modern equipment, a barber can ply his trade with just a wall-mounted mirror, an old chair, and a set of scissors. They work under the trees, on the roadside, amidst the sounds of passing traffic. A haircut costs only a few tens of thousands of dong, equivalent to $1 or $2, making it affordable for everyone. Many such sidewalk barbershops have maintained their position for over 3 decades, despite the emergence of modern salons, thanks to established relationships and trust built over time. This is what makes them an enduring part of urban life. Another unusual aspect for tourists is the availability of over-the-counter medications. In Vietnam, people can easily buy cold medicine, painkillers, or antibiotics directly at pharmacies. Pharmacists usually advise on appropriate medication based on the symptoms described. Statistics show that about 80% of Vietnamese people self-treat minor illnesses at home. This habit developed in the context of an overloaded healthcare system in major cities, leading people to prioritize quick and inexpensive solutions. Despite certain risks, it reflects a practical approach to daily healthcare. Street food also plays a central role in social life. With just a few low plastic chairs and a pot of boiling broth, vendors can create an attractive eating spot. Pho, bun cha, or iced milk coffee are often enjoyed right on the sidewalk amidst passing crowds. This open space allows eating to become a social activity, where people can eat while observing the rhythm of life around them. And in any region, a bottle of medicated oil is always present as a familiar item. Headaches, motion sickness, colds, or mosquito bites. Just a little oil is enough to provide relief. Every year, Vietnam produces more than 20 million bottles of medicated oil and exports them to over 30 countries. In many families, medicated oil is considered the first medical remedy before considering Western medicine, linked to childhood memories and the simple self-care practices of the Vietnamese people. Number 3. The country where cars don't dominate. By 2025, Vietnam is expected to have approximately 72 to 75 million registered motorcycles, almost equivalent to the number of adults in the society. Compared internationally, Vietnam's motorcycle density is even higher than the total number of cars in circulation in the United States when converted to per capita, which has around 290 million vehicles. In the first 6 months of 2025 alone, Vietnamese people are buying an average of 9 motorcycles every minute, equivalent to about 7,056 vehicles per day. This rate of purchase reflects the need to replace and expand vehicles, not just an increase in absolute numbers. Meanwhile, in the US, there are only about 8.8 million motorcycles, and most are used for recreation, short trips, or weekend getaways. In Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, motorcycles account for nearly 90% of the total traffic and are ubiquitous on the city streets. The first factor explaining this phenomenon is income. The average income in Vietnam is around $4,000 per year, while the price of a new car often exceeds $10,000, not including taxes, insurance, and fuel. Motorcycles are much cheaper, consume less fuel, and have maintenance costs that fit within household budgets. A second factor is the urban structure. The system of narrow alleys and lanes, formed over a long history, severely restricts car traffic. According to urban traffic statistics, much of the street length in older residential areas does not meet the standards for 2 parallel car lanes, while motorcycles can still move easily. In contrast, in the US, urban planning prioritizes space for cars with wide lanes and standard parking spaces. In Vietnam, motorcycles are not only used for personal transportation, but also as a foundation for livelihoods. Delivery drivers, ride-hailing drivers, small traders, and even large families rely on motorcycles to maintain their daily lives. Transporting bulky items such as household goods, pets, or plants has become a common sight. In many residential areas, motorbikes have even replaced short-term goods transportation, a task typically handled by trucks in developed countries. Notably, Vietnam currently ranks 3rd in the world for electric motorbike consumption, with over 209,000 units sold in the first half of 2025 alone, demonstrating a clear shift from gasoline-powered vehicles to electric ones amidst rising fuel costs and urban pollution. Number 4. The soft power of Vietnamese women. Vietnamese women are often described as having a delicate beauty, but their allure lies in harmony rather than ostentation. Their balanced features, dark eyes, and gentle smile create a subtle charm, while their slender figures and graceful movements reflect a disciplined and restrained lifestyle. In 1965, President Ho Chi Minh bestowed upon Vietnamese women 8 golden words: heroic, indomitable, loyal, and capable. Nearly 6 decades later, these qualities are no longer solely associated with war, but are manifested in education, business, and modern urban life. According to the Grant Thornton 2024 report, women hold 33% of senior leadership positions in Vietnamese businesses, ranking 2nd in Asia and exceeding the global average. Approximately 51% of businesses are owned by women, with nearly 20% being wholly owned by women. Notably, many female entrepreneurs come from academic or highly specialized backgrounds, reflecting a trend of women entering business with a solid knowledge base. Their presence spans from technology and finance to education and healthcare, demonstrating an increasingly proactive role in shaping the economic future. However, the traditional family structure still places significant responsibilities on women in their personal lives. Despite leadership roles at work, they still handle a large portion of household chores. According to the General Statistics Office in 2024, Vietnamese women spend an average of 15.5 hours per week on unpaid household labor, 1.8 times more than men. Nearly 20% of men are reported to not participate in any household work, creating a clear disparity in time allocation. This forces women to constantly switch between work pressure and family responsibilities. The current generation of Vietnamese women is living differently than before. They are more financially independent, clearer in their personal choices, and less pressured to marry early. According to the 2024 census, the average age of marriage has increased to 27.3 years, with Ho Chi Minh City reaching 30.4 years, the highest in the country. Online dating platforms have become tools for them to proactively seek suitable relationships. Meanwhile, the traditional ao dai is being used by Vietnamese women as a form of soft cultural diplomacy, appearing at international events to affirm their identity amidst globalization, demonstrating a flexible blend of tradition and modernity. Number 5. Vietnam lives in the invisible world. Beliefs and spirituality are a constant thread in the lives of modern Vietnamese people, present in everything from personal activities to economic decisions. In Vietnam, spirituality exists not only in religious spaces, but is also closely intertwined with business, festivals, feng shui, and construction. Most businesses, from small shops to large enterprises, dedicate a prominent corner to worshiping the god of wealth and the earth god, believing it will bring better business. Every morning, shop owners light incense, change the water, and offer flowers. Some even live stream the rituals on social media as a way to combine spiritual beliefs with marketing, seeking good fortune and attracting customers. For important occasions such as groundbreaking ceremonies, grand openings, weddings, or contract signings, choosing an auspicious date and time is almost mandatory. Vietnamese people often rely on the lunar calendar or consult feng shui masters to select lucky days. Currently, applications for checking auspicious days are downloaded millions of times annually, demonstrating that spiritual needs have been digitized and integrated into modern life. Numbers also carry distinct symbolic meanings. The number 8 is associated with prosperity, 6 with wealth, 9 with longevity, while the number 4 is often avoided due to its pronunciation being associated with bad luck. Therefore, many people are willing to spend hundreds of millions of dong to own license plates or phone numbers considered to bring good fortune. Visiting temples and getting fortune readings at the beginning of the year is a common habit for many generations. During Tet, Lunar New Year, major spiritual sites like Tay Ho Temple, Huang Pagoda, or Bai Din Pagoda are always crowded with people praying for peace, love, and guidance for the new year. In large cities like Ho Chi Minh City, services offering lucky phone numbers and online fortune-telling have emerged, combining traditional fortune-telling with e-commerce platforms, creating a very unique form of Vietnamese religious belief. Besides personal beliefs, Vietnamese people also worship historical figures and those who have been canonized in folklore. The temples dedicated to Saint Tran, the Holy Mother, or the shrines to the sea gods in fishing villages reflect the belief that humans and the spiritual world are always intertwined. The blend of folk beliefs, Buddhism, and Confucianism creates a flexible belief system where many religions coexist without excluding each other, helping Vietnamese people find peace and good fortune in their daily lives. Number 6. A tourist destination few dare to stay long. Beyond its renowned natural landscapes and historical heritage, Vietnam also boasts numerous mysterious locations where beauty and unease coexist. Giant caves, abandoned structures, and spaces steeped in tragic history offer a unique experience rarely found in typical travel guides. Deep within the Phong Nha Ke Bang rainforest, Sun Dung Cave is recognized as the largest natural cave on the planet. Inside, it boasts a forest, underground rivers, and cloud formations created by temperature variations, forming a nearly self-contained ecosystem. Reaching a height of 200 meters and a width of approximately 150 meters, its interior space is large enough to accommodate a multi-story building. Expeditions to Son Dung are strictly controlled, with only a few hundred participants each year to protect the fragile geological structure and ecosystem within. Many who have visited describe feeling overwhelmed by its scale and rare tranquility. In Hanoi, the villa at 300 Kim Ma Street evokes a completely different kind of mystery. This building has been abandoned for over 30 years and often appears in local folklore. Some caretakers claim to have witnessed unexplained phenomena, such as lights appearing at night or a sudden drop in temperature within the grounds. According to urban records, numerous renovation proposals have been made, but none have been implemented due to structural and legal issues, contributing to the building's prolonged abandonment. In the south, near the coast of Vung Tau, a large castle perched on a high hill overlooking the sea is frequently mentioned in folk tales. The building has over 100 windows, and although uninhabited, lights still appear at night, according to local accounts. Its isolated location and expansive sea views make it an easy source of inspiration for stories with a mystical undertone. Further north, Hoa Lo Prison is a site of immense historical significance. CNN once ranked it among the most haunting tourist attractions in Southeast Asia. The cramped prison spaces, the scars of war, and the harsh living conditions of the past lead many visitors to report feeling a heavy atmosphere upon entering the old cells. This experience often stems from the historical context and collective memory rather than supernatural elements. Number 7. When the market becomes a ritual. To truly understand Vietnamese culture, visiting museums or historical sites only reflects a small part of the surface. Markets are where you see how Vietnamese people live, communicate, and maintain their customs in daily life. Spanning from north to south, these unique markets transform buying and selling into vibrant cultural spaces. In the north, the Yin Yang Market in Bac Ninh only convenes once a year on the night of the 4th and early morning of the 5th day of the Lunar New Year. The market takes place in the dim light of candles and oil lamps, creating a rare atmosphere of tranquility. Buyers and sellers refrain from speaking, bargaining, and counting money openly. According to folk beliefs, this silence helps keep New Year's wishes secret, preventing good fortune from being heard and slipping away. Items such as votive paper, incense, wine, rice, salt, and black chickens are more symbolic than materially valuable. Many people come to the market not to buy a lot, but simply to purchase a single item symbolizing good luck for the year ahead. Leaving the north and heading south to the Mekong Delta, Kai Rang Floating Market vividly reflects life intertwined with the waterways. From early morning, hundreds of boats gather on the Can Tho River, laden with fresh produce. Vendors hang their goods on tall poles, so customers can easily spot them from afar. This hanging method allows buyers to avoid getting too close to the boats, reducing collisions in the crowded water. Besides fruits and vegetables, many boats also sell breakfast food and coffee, transforming the market into a community space rather than a purely commercial trading area. In central Vietnam, as night falls, Hoi An Night Market becomes a cultural highlight on the banks of the Huai River. Along Nguyen Hoang Street, stalls sell lanterns, handicrafts, and local dishes such as Cao Lao, Banh Mi, and sweet soups. On the night of the full moon in the first lunar month, people release floating lanterns onto the river accompanied by prayers. This ritual is not about buying and selling, but serves as a community connection, where locals and tourists share a symbolic moment. The lantern lights and slow pace of life transform Hoi An Night Market into a space that is both commercial and ceremonial. Number 8. Surprising customs of the highlands. In the highlands of Vietnam, where mountains and forests blanket the land and morning mist appears, many ancient customs are still maintained almost intact. These practices may surprise tourists, but for the local communities, they are a way of preserving their identity, beliefs, and relationships with the world around them. In the Red Dao culture, the role of women in marriage is particularly prominent. When a girl reaches marriageable age, she takes the initiative to bring gifts to the groom's family to ask for their hand in marriage. After the wedding, the groom usually lives with his wife's family for 2 to 3 years, or even permanently. Children bear their mother's surname and live around their maternal home. On the wedding day, the groom wears the traditional clothing of Red Dao women and covers half his face with a scarf, showing shyness and respect according to the legend of the ethnic group's origins. This ritual is seen as a reversal of gender roles, emphasizing the central position of women in the Red Dao family structure. The wedding ceremony lasts for several days, including call and response singing, ritual dances, and ancestor worship. The Hmong custom of wife abduction is often misunderstood from an outsider's perspective. In reality, this ritual only takes place when the two people have already fallen in love and agreed beforehand. The young man brings the girl home as a symbolic marriage proposal. The girl has the full right to choose whether to stay or leave. In many Hmong communities today, this ritual has been simplified to avoid conflict with modern laws and social norms, and is presented as a traditional cultural practice. Funeral rites of highland ethnic groups such as the Thai, Lolo, and Hani reflect different conceptions of death. They believe that the deceased simply transitioned to another world, so the funeral is more about farewell than grief. Some places have the custom of feeding the deceased, while others erect wooden statues to communicate with the spirit of their loved one. The Red Dao people have a taboo against placing chopsticks horizontally across bowls after meals, as this action is associated with funerals. The sounds of drums, flutes, and gongs in funeral ceremonies are considered a means of guiding the soul, rather than merely musical instruments. In particular, the Red Dao also hold the highly sacred 12-lamp initiation ceremony, which is extremely rare. Some say it can only be fully performed once every 100 years. In this ceremony, shamans perform highly symbolic rituals, such as walking on knife blades. Besides the living, the initiation ceremony is also performed for the deceased by creating bamboo tags clearly stating their names and ages, reflecting the belief that a person's spiritual status needs to be perfected after death. Number 9. Where festivals happen every day. If you believe that a year is simply 365 days, then Vietnam is a place where that concept easily becomes blurred. Throughout the country, more than 8,000 festivals of varying sizes take place annually, densely distributed across all 3 regions. This means that, on average, more than 20 festivals are held simultaneously in different locations every day. During peak spring days, especially on the 10th day of the first lunar month, the number of opening festivals can exceed 100, creating a density of cultural activity rarely seen elsewhere in the world. The festival system clearly reflects the regional diversity of Vietnam. The North is associated with long-standing historical and religious festivals, such as the Giong Festival, the Yen Tu Festival, and the Lim Festival with Quan Ho folk songs. The Central region is notable for festivals connected to the sea and rivers, notably the Khao Ngu Festival of Fishermen and the Ba Thu Bon Festival, reflecting the belief in protective goddesses. The South, on the other hand, is vibrant with festivals like the Ba Chua Shu Festival at Sam Mountain, the Okam Bok Festival of the Khmer community, and large-scale no boat races on the Hao River. Many of these festivals attract hundreds of thousands to millions of participants each year, creating a continuous flow of cultural exchange. Tet Nguyen Dan, Lunar New Year, is the most important festival, when almost the entire society slows down to focus on family. During Tet, Vietnamese people believe that words and actions at the beginning of the year will shape their luck for the entire year. Therefore, behavioral norms during this time become particularly strict, from avoiding arguments to proactively wishing each other blessings. Rituals such as the New Year's Eve offering, giving lucky money, and visiting each other are not only traditional, but also strengthen the bonds between generations. The Huang Pagoda Festival is considered the largest pilgrimage in the north, lasting from January to March of the lunar calendar. According to tourism statistics, each festival season can attract up to 5 million visitors, making the Yen Stream the busiest pilgrimage route of the year. The journey through Huang Tich Cave is considered a symbol of the path to Buddhahood. Number 10. Why is Vietnamese difficult to learn? Vietnamese is the official language of over 100 million people worldwide, including approximately 98 million living in Vietnam and over 4 million Vietnamese expatriates concentrated in the United States, Australia, France, and Canada. According to the FSI Language Institute of the U.S. Department of State, English speakers need an average of about 1,100 hours of study to reach a basic level of Vietnamese proficiency. This is 2.4 times longer than Spanish and places Vietnamese at level 3 on the FSY's 4-level scale, a group of languages considered difficult for Western learners. This group also includes Russian, Thai, and Hindi, languages that require a high degree of phonetic adaptation. The main reason lies in the 6-tone system: level, falling, rising, questioning, glottal stop, and dotted. Unlike English, which has no tones, or Chinese with its 4 basic tones, Vietnamese requires learners to simultaneously control pitch, curvature, and pauses in pronunciation. Research from the University of Hawaii shows that Western learners take an average of 18 months to correctly hear and distinguish tones and over 24 months to achieve stable pronunciation. Even a small deviation in tone can lead to the listener misunderstanding a completely different word, making communication difficult. The Vietnamese system of address is also a major challenge. While English uses only one pronoun, you, for all contexts, Vietnamese has over 20 forms of address that vary according to age, gender, family status, and social relationship. A 2023 survey by Hanoi National University showed that 89% of foreigners learning Vietnamese considered address systems the biggest barrier. Incorrect use of pronouns can be interpreted as impolite or overly familiar, even if pronunciation is perfectly accurate. Conversely, Vietnamese grammar is relatively simple. Verbs are not conjugated according to tense, and there are no complex gender or number changes. Compared to French, which has over 17 verb tenses, or German with its noun-like system, Vietnamese does not require verb conjugation. Sentence structure typically follows a subject-verb-object order. The Latin alphabet, with its 29 characters, allows learners to access reading and writing much faster than with a system of pictograms. Currently, the demand for learning Vietnamese is increasing rapidly. According to a 2024 report by the Modern Language Association, the number of students studying Vietnamese at American universities is increasing by an average of 35% per year. More than 50 universities in Japan, South Korea, and Germany have opened Vietnamese language programs. Learners aim not only for daily communication, but also to access a market with an average GDP growth rate of 6.5% per year and a young population structure, with over 70% of the population under 35 years old, creating a great need for language and cultural understanding. Number 11. Vietnam is a major player in the agricultural sector. Despite its modest land area of only about 332,000 square kilometers, Vietnam plays a significant role in global agricultural trade. From a country that suffered from food shortages in the 1980s, Vietnam has risen to become one of the world's leading agricultural exporters, with many products holding top positions. Currently, Vietnam is the world's largest exporter of cashews, pepper, and dragon fruit. Cashews alone account for approximately 60% of the world market share, with annual exports of around 450,000 tons to over 100 countries. Vietnamese rice is among the top 3 exporters, with the ST25 variety once being honored as the world's best rice at the Rice Trader World Rice Conference. Vietnamese coffee ranks second globally in exports, after Brazil, with an annual output of over 1.5 million tons. Furthermore, items such as rubber, shrimp, and various tropical fruits including mangoes, rambutan, jackfruit, and pineapples are available in major supermarket chains in Europe and the United States. In particular, Vietnamese durian is experiencing strong growth in the Chinese market, with export revenue increasing from almost zero in 2022 to over $2.5 billion in 2024. Many agricultural products have achieved international certifications and successfully penetrated demanding markets such as Japan, South Korea, and the European Union. This achievement stems from both natural and human advantages. Vietnam possesses a tropical monsoon climate, fertile land, and a dense network of rivers, allowing for year-round production. Vietnamese farmers are highly regarded for their flexibility and ability to adapt quickly to new technologies. In recent years, Vietnamese agriculture has begun to adopt digital technology, from traceability to smart farming models. Each year, agricultural exports bring in over $50 billion, demonstrating that Vietnam, despite its relatively small scale, still has a significant influence on the global agricultural map. Number 12. Vietnamese life after sunset. As night falls, Vietnam enters a different rhythm of life. Lights, sounds, and smells blend together, creating an atmosphere that is both modern and traditional. In Hanoi, nightlife is tranquil and classic. In Ho Chi Minh City, the city almost never sleeps. And in Hoi An or Da Nang, nighttime becomes a harmonious combination of light, people, and open spaces. Vietnamese nightlife is not just for entertainment. It reflects how people enjoy their time outside of work. Night markets are a familiar highlight of the nightlife culture. Under the warm glow of lights, stalls sell souvenirs, food, and handicrafts. Street sounds, the aroma of grilled food, and conversations create a lively atmosphere. Markets like those in Hoi An, Dalat, Ha Long, or Phu Quoc serve both as shopping destinations and spaces for interaction between locals and international tourists. Pedestrian streets play a central role in the nightlife of major cities. Nguyen Hue Street in Ho Chi Minh City, the Ho Guom area in Hanoi, and Bac Dang Street in Da Nang are always bustling from evening until late at night. These are venues for street art, light refreshments, and community interaction. The open and accessible spaces make pedestrian streets symbols of social cohesion. Simultaneously, rooftop bars and clubs represent the modern image of Vietnamese youth. Chill Sky Bar at AB Tower in Ho Chi Minh City stands out with its panoramic views, while Social Club Rooftop Bar impresses with its glass bridge connecting two buildings. In Da Nang, Sky 36 at Novotel Han River is the highest rooftop bar in central Vietnam. In Nha Trang, Skylight on the 43rd floor of Premier Havana Hotel is considered Vietnam's first rooftop beach club. International music, creative design, and a blend of Asian and European styles reflect the integration of the younger generation. Number 13. Vietnamese dishes conquer the world. Vietnamese cuisine today has transcended national boundaries and is increasingly appearing on the global culinary map. Brands like Pho Thin, Banh Mi Huỳnh Hoa, and Cong Cafe are present in many countries, contributing to bringing Vietnamese flavors to international diners. At the same time, a younger generation of chefs is bringing traditional dishes into high-end dining spaces through modern fusion styles. CNN once ranked Vietnam among Asia's top street food destinations, and the Michelin Guide also recognized the diversity and depth of its cuisine. In 2024, Vietnamese banh mi was ranked the best sandwich in the world by Taste Atlas, surpassing many global culinary icons. In the South, the cuisine is free-spirited and colorful. The tropical climate and abundant ingredients create rich flavors with a distinct, sweet aftertaste. Dishes like Ban Xao, Vietnamese savory pancake, Com Tam Suon Nuong, rice with grilled pork ribs, Hu Tu Nam Vang noodle soup, and Goi Quan, spring rolls, reflect an open and flexible cooking style. A characteristic feature is the habit of eating them with plenty of fresh vegetables, with a single meal potentially featuring a variety of different herbs. In central Vietnam, the flavors are bolder and more elaborate. The harsh climate and the influence of Nguyen Dynasty royal cuisine have shaped a meticulous cooking style. Dishes like Bun Bo Huo, Hue-style beef noodle soup, Ban Bayo, steamed rice cakes, and Nem Lui, grilled minced pork skewers, are elaborately prepared, focusing on both flavor and presentation. For people in central Vietnam, cooking is a way to express meticulousness and hospitality. Northern Vietnamese cuisine, on the other hand, leans towards elegance and restraint. The flavors are light, with less oil and grease, and emphasize the natural taste of the ingredients. Dishes like Pho Bo, beef pho, Bun Thang, noodle soup with chicken and shrimp, Cha Ca Lavong fish cakes, and Bun Cha Hanoi, Hanoi-style grilled pork with vermicelli, demonstrate sophistication in seasoning and preparation, reflecting the neat and orderly lifestyle of this region. Number 14. When cost is no longer a burden. Vietnam is currently ranked as the most affordable country in the world for expatriates, according to the Expat Insider Report by Internations. From 2021 to 2025, Vietnam consistently held the top position, surpassing over 50 other countries and territories. Average living expenses here are only about one-third of those in major cities like London or New York, and nearly 60% lower than in the United Kingdom. This result is based on a survey of over 12,500 expatriates living and working in Vietnam. With a budget of around $1,000 to $1,500 per month, expatriates can comfortably live in major cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. In Da Nang, the cost of living is even lower, while still ensuring a good quality of life thanks to its coastal location and good urban infrastructure. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center typically ranges from $400 to $800 per month, including basic amenities like air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and an elevator. Food costs in Vietnam are also very accessible. A street food meal like po or banh mi costs only about $1 to $2. Budget eateries serve full meals for $3 to $5. Even at upscale restaurants, a three-course dinner usually costs only $15 to $25, significantly lower than the typical prices in Western cities. Transportation and personal services are also inexpensive. A Grab or taxi ride within the city usually costs only $1 to $3. A monthly bus pass is around $10, while gasoline is only about 90 cents per liter. Services like haircuts, laundry, gym memberships, and medical appointments are much cheaper than in Europe and North America. Notably, approximately 19% of expatriates living in Vietnam earn over $150,000 per year, nearly double the global average, demonstrating a clear advantage in terms of income-expenditure balance. Number 15. Vietnam welcomes global visitors. Vietnam is currently one of the most tourist-friendly destinations thanks to its open visa policy. Since 2023, the e-visa system has been implemented for citizens of all countries and territories. The process is quite simple. Tourists only need to access the official website of the Immigration Department, fill in the information, upload their passport and passport photo, and then pay a fee of approximately $25. After about 3 working days, the e-visa will be sent via email with a maximum validity of 3 months and allowing multiple entries. In addition, many countries now have visa-free stays of up to 45 days, significantly longer than before. Domestic travel in Vietnam is very convenient. Domestic airlines such as Vietnam Airlines, Vietjet, and Bamboo Airways operate frequent flights between major cities. Flights from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City typically range from $30 to $60 for a flight of about 2 hours. For those who prefer a slower pace of travel, the North-South Railway is a worthwhile option, especially the Hue Da Nang route, which National Geographic considers one of the most beautiful railway routes in the world. Sleeper buses are also popular, costing between $10 and $20 for longer routes. Vietnamese culture emphasizes respect. People usually greet elders with a slight nod and avoid touching children's heads. Removing shoes is customary when entering temples or private homes. Modest attire is considered polite when visiting religious sites. Regarding food, tourists can feel safe eating at crowded local street food stalls, as this is often a sign of fresh and safe food. However, pay attention to hygiene conditions and avoid using ice in places that are not properly prepared. The official currency is VND, but in major cities, international cards and e-wallets like Momo and ZaloPay are widely used.